views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hello and welcome to the BronxNet studios located right here in the beautiful campus of Lehman College. Each week our team of creative students and passionate professionals shine lights on the people, stories, and events through our community. I am Natalia Quiñones and I would like to welcome you to this edition of the Weekend Review. Hello and welcome to the Weekend Review. Bronx Community College hosted their annual marathon to promote health and wellness, not only on the campus, but also in the Bronx community. Reporter Shanice Powell brings us the story.
In an effort to promote health and wellness, the Bronx Community College hosts their annual marathon. For the sake of a good cause, these runners not only pursue fitness, but are given the opportunity to support the CUNY community and the Bronx.
Aside from promoting education, we want to promote the wellness of our community. So this is an opportunity for us to make sure that our people stay fit and that we get people involved on our campus too.
It wasn't about winning today. It was about, just giving back to the community and running in the place that I was raised and born in the Bronx.
Other CUNY representatives in attendance thoroughly enjoyed the vibe between runners as they too participate in the activity.
It means a lot to me personally and also to our team. We started doing this about 5 years ago with about 8 or 9 people. This year we had 35 people out here running. So it really feels good to run with your colleagues and to root each other on and just have a good time.
On this, their 38th year, Bronx Community College's Run the Bronx program never forgets its sole purpose from the very start, which first began with about 50 participants and has now significantly grown to over 1,000.
Dr. Brown was the president of Bronx Community College, and he was very much into health and wellness, very much concerned about the diabetes, the heart problems of the young people in the borough of the Bronx. And one of the things that he wanted to do was to have an event where people could come to Bronx Community College and do a little bit of exercise, and how do we open up the doors so that they could come in.
Striving to create a more health-conscious environment, the Bronx Community College remains intentional about inviting as many people to participate in their Run the Bronx program. Keeping the community fit and healthy is the goal. From BronxNet, this is Shanice Powell.
June 8th was announced as the Global Hip Hop Day right here in the Bronx, where hip hop was born. Christina Lane, tell us more.
Hip hop finally has a day that will be recognized all around the world. We're here at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue, where hip hop first began.
It was one epic day for hip hop as the New York City's Mayor's Office of Media and Entertainment, the Office of the Bronx Borough President, and Hot 97 came together to announce June 8th as Global Hip Hop Day.
We are finally recognizing and giving credit to the Bronx and all that it means for the evolution of hip-hop, for the generations of hip-hop artists that have come from the Bronx, didn't forget it, continue to come back and make sure that they recognize and pay tribute to the Bronx.
A major highlight of the day was the unveiling of Hip Hop Boulevard, formerly known as 1520 Sedgwick Avenue.
This is the womb where hip-hop was given birth to, and this is a genre of music that's taken over the planet. There's a genre of music where someone now from Norway, from the Far East, from the UK, from Australia can relate to somebody from the Bronx, Brooklyn, or any place in the United States.
Tons of legendary artists along with some of today's current superstars were in attendance, and many of them were honored for being trailblazers in hip-hop.
I was here from the time it started as a little kid watching Flash, Herc, and all these different dudes doing their thing with the hip-hop music, and just watching them and just wanting to be a part of it and growing up into it and seeing every era of it. to where we at right now. This right here is something that should have been done a long time ago.
It's just a really dope feeling to see the unity, because that's what hip hop is about. That's what it started out being, unity and uplifting the neighborhood. So to be in, the heart, and they're like, we are in the Bronx right now. Like, let's not be confused.
You might have lost a loved one, or you might have went through a divorce, and this music is what got you through it, just to realize that it came from here. The art form came from here.
A lot of people know the Bronx for being very aggressive, very violent, and I'm happy to people to see that it's just like, it's not all about that. Like, greatness, we could come together, we could celebrate something that we all really proud of, and we're proud of hip-hop. We made hip-hop.
Global Hip Hop Day is dedicated to recognizing hip-hop's impact on commerce, culture, and community. I'm Christina Lane for BronxNet.
Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr., along with council members Richie Torres and James Baca, hosted the Bronx LGBTQ and Allies Pride Award ceremony. Let's take a look.
Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz, along with council members Richie Torres and James Vaca, hosts the Bronx LGBTQ and Allies Pride Award ceremony. Accommodated at Billy's Sports Bar, the vibrant occasion was emceed by Vivica Westwood Mugler and Tim Moss, and sought to bring the community together, all while honoring those who've contributed in big ways.
We honor those that are making a big difference in our LGBTQ community in the Bronx and New York City.
Making this event possible are sponsors such as the AIDS Healthcare Foundation, Adolescent AIDS Program at Montefiore, and the Union Community Health Center. These have not only contributed financially, but have been of great help to the community.
These organizations are going to help them because a lot of them are closeted, they're afraid to get help, and that's why I was recommending it a lot on Facebook, on Twitter. I was like, come over, there's a lot of organizations here. We're going to help you. If you need help, we're going to help you. That's why these organizations are important.
The honorees are just as elated to have been recognized for their work in the LGBTQ family.
Well, it's incredible. First of all, to be selected by the borough president, who's just been an outstanding friend to the community, but also more equally as important, to be named, given the John Wade Award, means a tremendous amount.
An event with the main intent of bringing a community of people together, the LGBTQ and Allies Pride ceremony provided a space of entertainment and fun, all while honoring contributors of the community. From BronxNet, this is Shanice Powell.
Welcome, everybody. We are open. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You can catch me on there each and every night right after the Quiet Storm. You can catch me right here on Open, 10 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Let's just call it on the 10s and then just keep it tuned. And we got you covered like a blanket, okay? I'm out in the community and we're all over the place because we are now open.
If you want to stay in the know about the latest happenings en español, check out Diálogo Abierto, BronxNet's own Spanish show, Wednesdays, 6:30 p.m. on Channel 67. The latest in news, arts, culture, politics, and what's going on in your neighborhood. Diálogo Abierto, the best way to stay connected in Spanish. See you there. Te esperamos.
Hey, I'm Darren Jaime. I'm the host of Wednesdays Open right here on BronxNet Television, Channel 67, and also on Verizon Files, Channel 33. Want to invite you every Wednesday. You get an opportunity to see what's going on in the world of news, current events, debates, public information. That's what happens here on Open every Wednesday. So we invite you to join us right here on BronxNet Television.
Hello and welcome back to the Weekend Review. The New York Botanical Garden held an antique furniture fair where different pieces from around the world were showcased. Our BronxNet cameras were right there to get the story.
The New York Botanical Gardens hosts America's only antique garden furniture fair, where vendors showcase their grand display of collected pieces flown in from all parts of the world.
We've done the the New York Botanical Garden Show for probably 15 years now. One of the pieces in our booth that is particularly special is this 19th century cast iron bench. It is by the Colebrookdale Foundry. Colebrookdale was actually started in the late 1700s by Andrew Darby, who came up with a new process for casting iron that made it more economical and really sort of created the Iron Age in the cast iron age in England. And this bench is the water chestnut pattern. People use these inside and out. It was designed originally to be used in the garden and has been for many, many years, but people also use these in front entryways, in interior garden rooms and conservatories, so it can go inside or out. But
most of what we buy and what we scout for around is pretty much always from France. Different dealers here specialize in American antiques. We specialize in French and Belgium. We are sort of noted for is a process called faux bois, which faux bois literally translates into fake wood. So if you looked at these two pieces over here, these two chairs, these come from the northern part of France in a very volcanic area. And the chairs are made of first the artist makes like a metal frame, and then he creates wood-like shapes made out of cement around the frame. And he's inspired by the nature in the area. So if you looked at something like the faux bois set over there, the little with the stools, that comes from the south of France, and it has a much more delicate lyrical feeling, sensibility.
In addition to the outdoor antique furniture are the unique items more appropriate for spaces that are a little more special than your average garden space.
This falls into the category of what we call Garden E. It can go in like a conservatory, a garden room, a room that has a lighter garden-y feel. We found this mirror actually in a gentleman who does some restoration work for us had this mirror hanging in his shop, not sales shop, where he works. And actually he had the frame, and we recognized it as being most likely French or English, and definitely early 20th century, and we asked him if he would want to sell it, and he did. And we actually bought antique mirror and made it into a mirror.
The presentation, put together by event designer and designer chairman for this year's fair, Bronson Van Wyck, gave off a peaceful environmental feel with use of greenery and garden rarities representing England and France cultures, to name a few. Inside the New York Botanical Gardens is an antique garden furniture fair to remember. From BronxNet, this is Shanice Powell.
The 100 Hispanic Women Inc. hosted the 13th annual Body, Mind, and Spirit Conference, where they dedicated a day to talk about health, relaxation, and wellness. Let's take a look.
100 Hispanic women host their 13th annual Mind, Body, and Spirit Conference with the focus topic of what inspires you.
The 100 Hispanic Women sponsors this event every year in response to our members' need for a day of rest and relaxation. It's all about them. It's filled with inspirational speakers, wellness workshops, which include yoga and Zumba and fitness. There's nutrition. And in addition to that, we talk about health literacy and all kinds of opportunities about starting over. And this year, for the very first time, we are offering a membership trip to Costa Rica.
100 Hispanic Women is also an organization that gives scholarships once a year to Latinas. Jasenia Garcia is one of the first recipients of that scholarship, who is now employed at Bronx Lebanon Hospital.
I'm very, very happy to have been a part of this program. I went to her one day and just said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I want to do. And she said, let's try this. And it was wonderful.
This 100 Hispanic Women Conference entails fashion presentations, workshops, and other activities.
It was my distinct honor and pleasure to serve as a panel moderator. We had an amazing panel of these distinguished women from respective fields. I mean, we had 2 lawyers, 1 business owner, and the other was a VP at a bank. And to just be able to share the space and conversation as women with these authoritative titles, discuss the importance of unity, of sisterhood, and networking, and more than anything, allowing purpose to drive our occupations forward.
One of the workshops was centered around the art of networking, where women were able to hear from experience one of the ways to be productive.
The women here, the energy is so infectious that it was really seamless to be able to talk about my story and how my story might impact other women. And so I'm just so humbled to have been asked to do it and just so excited to be here.
Various exercises and techniques were provided at this conference to help promote a successful balance in the roles of the Latino woman. To learn more about 100 Hispanic Women, visit their website at 100hispanicwomen.org. For BronxNet, I am Katie Loy Knight.
Bronx residents share their excitement about the creation of the Bronx's first television production studio. Reporter Tanisha Blench, tell us more.
A state-of-the-art production studio will be setting up shop in the Soundview section of the Bronx.
This is a significant development to know that there's going to be a $100 million project on 10 acres of land that have been given up for hope.
Queens-based York Studios is transforming the vacant 10-acre lot into what's been dubbed the Michelangelo campus. It will house 9 sound stages, production office spaces, and workshops for each stage.
The Bronx, it's a suburb with its proximity to Manhattan, makes it very attractive for this business. It's developing fast. It's an alive and sparkling suburb and borough, rather, I'm sorry.
The project is unique because it's the first art television facility in the borough. It's set to receive $36 million in tax breaks from the city and generate over $100 million in revenue for the Bronx.
But it's also great news for all the small businesses in this neighborhood, because when there are film crews, when TV and film productions come here, then they frequent the small businesses. So it's really a win-win for the Bronx and for the city.
With such a bright future for our borough, what else should we expect?
We're in partnership with the state for $50 million of initial funding for Orchard Beach. We have 4 Metro North stations.
Once completed, the project is expected to put more than 400 New Yorkers to work. Reporting from the Bronx, I'm Tanisha Blanche, BronxNet.
The 160th Street launch party was hosted by the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, where the Hispanic community was able to honor their accomplishments. Shinice Powell's tell us more.
The New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce kicks off the largest known Latin festival in the Northeast in celebration of its 32nd anniversary. The vibrant festivity was the best opportunity for the commerce to support Hispanic businesses and allow networking, and so they did.
We have our corporate members, our partners, and our team to just make sure that we continue to celebrate such an amazing festival, and we continue to network with one another and really come together in the spirit of solidarity. You know, it's about making sure that our business grows and that we support one another to make that happen.
What I love about Hispanic Chamber of Commerce here in New York City is the incredible openness with which they bring different businesses together, and they make the kind of connections that business people on their own are too busy to make. And so we're really, really grateful that the Chamber brings us together.
The 116th Street Festival encouraged unity and successful Hispanic businesses, all while enjoying good music performed by various artists, a range of Hispanic cuisines, some dancing and some singing.
I'm very honored to be here with my people celebrating this special moment. It's my first time here. I know it's a long history, pero ya tú sabes, bien orgulloso y I'm humbled by the opportunity.
emceed by Open Friday's host, Rena Valentin, the event also involved recognition of community servers through their appreciation awards.
Well, it's a great honor for the fire department to receive this award on behalf of the 116 Festival, on behalf of the New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We've been supporting the festival now 32 years, and it's just a great honor to bridge the gap and let them see that we have a Latino presence in the fire department.
A space for community, networking, and a good time in the Hispanic culture, the Pelham Bay and Split Rock Golf Course created opportunities for thriving Hispanic businesses and a grand celebration of the infamous 116th Street Festival. From BronxNet, this is Shanice Powell.
Coming to you from our BronxNet studios, 4 new shows highlighting some of the best of the Bronx has to offer. We sit down with political leaders on In the District and discuss local legislation, events, and issues. See how the community and business come together with The Bronx Now on BronxNet. Nosotros features leaders from our Latino community. Meet those who are moving to make a difference in public service, business, arts, and culture. Looking for new and exciting dining experiences? Then you'll want to savor the Bronx and try new restaurants and eateries that fill the borough with delicious dishes. We have it all, so experience the Bronx in new and fresh ways on BronxNet.
Hello and welcome back to the Weekend Review. If you missed any part of this week's show, be sure to check out all of these stories and more on BronxNet.org, Files Channel 33, and Ottoman Channel 67. And don't forget to stay connected with us through social media. The New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce hosted their first annual Made It in New York, the Bronx. The panel discussion where Bronx business owners share their stories and key to their success with the participants. Reporter Sabrina Vargas has the story.
The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce held its first annual networking event where business owners from around the Bronx spoke on behalf of their rise and grind in New York City. The New York Hispanic Chamber of Commerce works to represent Hispanic-owned businesses in New York City. With a panel discussion such as Made in New York, the Bronx, the organization provided a platform for these businesses to share their success stories.
The New York City Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is pleased to announce their first annual Made It in New York, the Bronx edition, which is really a series of panel discussions and quality networking events. And what we're featuring here is dynamic Latinos with empowering stories of success.
Moderating the event was BronxNet's executive director.
Did you engage any financial institutions to help you meet your goals, and did you get any expertise from any organization that could help you navigate that?
My dad was fortunate when he started in the Bronx. They were seeking people to give money to. And his first investment to succeed was buying the building. But then when we wanted to get to the next level, we went to BOEDC, and they helped us, and they mentored us, and they gave us advice.
The Bronx business owners have succeeded in the borough and have stayed in the Bronx to continue to give back to their community by emulating their rise and inspiring others to do the same.
Before you go into business, you have to know how you're going to resolve conflicts and disagreements and things of that nature. And you're not always going to agree. And if you can sometimes agree to disagree and move on, that's really important. You have to set your ego aside.
Nonprofit shouldn't mean less quality. And I think there's a general perception out there that if you're running a not-for-profit, that it can't be as good as a for-profit company. And that's just completely incorrect. And we need to change the paradigm around that, because I'm not in the business to make money doesn't mean that I'm not producing high-quality product.
About 2 years ago, the business took a turn, and it's kind of it's living on its own. So it's kind of breathing by itself. I no longer have to pay rent from my pocket. I don't know, I have to take from my savings. And that was a big aha moment.
So what you really, really need is a lot of passion and a lot of hard work to get to where you want to go.
Find great mentors. You need to have people who are on your corner that understand things about balance sheets, accounts receivable. The more you ask, the smarter you'll be. The smarter you are, the more successful your business is going to be in the long run.
Make sure that you're going to go in 100%, 110%, because it's required.
As the panelists inspired the crowd with their passion and hard work, they all mentioned, if you can make it in the Bronx, New York, you can make it anywhere. I'm Sabrina Burgess, reporting for BronxNet.
The New York City Botanical Gardens celebrates Bronx Day 2017. Let's check it out.
It's Bronx Day 2017.
I really like it. And especially like this place. It's really cool. It's very special to be here.
Families could be seen everywhere for the annual event, drawing in hundreds to the 250-acre site that supports over 1 million living plants located just north of Fordham Road.
We do Bronx Day to bring the community into the garden so that they can enjoy all the venues that we have to offer.
Along with a live band, an active grill, and face painting, another big draw was celebrating one of the warmest days so far on the calendar.
I love the plants out here. It's really fun.
This is our 26th annual Bronx Family Day at the Botanical Garden, and it's a great way to expose Bronx families to the beauty of the garden.
A sponsor of the event, Bronxborough President Ruben Diaz Jr. has also made it into a place of information sharing and gathering.
I did the MBA program and was a graduate assistant.
Along with Mercy College's Hakeem Lalou, who talked about the school's accelerated MBA program, other organizations were there to promote health, tourism, and education.
My organization, the Links Incorporated, is having the NSB program. That's the National Society of Black Engineers Junior, and we are pushing STEM for young girls. We have several girls in our program.
In my department, we do sexual health, so it's all about knowing your status and being aware of your status and knowing how to protect yourself and knowing the preventive measures. Besides condoms and lube, there's a new medication called PrEP out, which is the HIV prevention pill.
It's not unusual that during any day that we have many people who are there just to experience the history. We're over 150 years old. We're a National Historic Landmark.
In the end, it's about family and fun, and with the sun coming down, it couldn't be a better day here at the Botanical Garden. For BronxNet, this is Arlene Makoko.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, folks. If you missed any of our stories, make sure to tune in for Open on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday at 10 a.m., as well as visit us at BronxNet.org and follow us on social media. Until next time, this is Natalia Quiñones.